Today we visit one of the most iconic bulb gardens in the Netherlands and meet with one of their gardeners to discuss garden design and maintenance. You won't want to miss it, so stay tuned as we garden smart in Holland.
Bring the outdoors into your everyday life. Bass Pro Shops can outfit all your adventures, even those in your backyard. Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here.
DRAM has been providing gardeners with professional equipment for over 75 years. DRAM products feature 9 water patterns and are designed to nurture your plants with a shower of rain. DRAM for lawn and garden, available at garden centers near you.
The Jaguar F-Pace.
Today we visit Keukenhof, one of the most handcrafted, colorful, and beautiful natural places in the world. Situated in Lisse, South Holland, Keukenhof is one of the world's largest flower gardens. With over 7 million bulbs, it is one of the most popular attractions in the Netherlands and has clocked up more than 44 million visitors in the last 60 years. Keukenhof's colorful sea of 800 varieties of tulips and other spring flowers attract visitors from around the globe who want to see the Netherlands' iconic tulip fields. Today we'll tour the gardens with Hans Barbenson and learn how he and his fellow gardeners design, plant, and maintain the wonder that is Keukenhof. Hans, thanks so much for joining us today.
Okay, welcome to the Keukenhof, the most beautiful town in the world.
Oh, it is amazing. Keukenhof has got to be one of the most impressive bulb gardens, if you will, anywhere that you'll ever see.
A lot of people over the world come and visit us for showing this. Now we show the bulbs, what you can do with it, but they come to be astonished and amazing for the colors.
Let's talk a little bit about the size of the garden and the scope of it. When we walk in through the entrance, you can tell this is a beautiful display garden. How large is it?
It's 35 hectares. We plant every year 7 million bulbs.
Wow.
And we are planting all by hand. And we do it with 35 gardeners and 1 woman. So yeah, we work for this picture the whole year.
Wow.
It's only open for 8 weeks. And it starts in 1950 with a few growers and exporters on a small base. And during the time, it's be greater and larger.
And so every year, this whole garden changes completely, and it's not just the bulbs, but it's the grass, it's pretty much all the plantings that we see, right?
Yes, everything goes out. And every year we have a new design because we have a garden architect. And he makes the drawings, and every year there is another team. This year is, for instance, romantic.
Right.
And last year it was Russian, and before it was America. And we plant every year 7 million bulbs, and the old bulbs are digging out thrown away because we're going for the best quality from the varieties.
So how many months does it take you to plant 7 million bulbs?
We start at the end of September until Christmas, and then the 7 million bulbs are into the ground. And we do it with.
That's fantastic. And so from the point at which the bulbs are planted, the rest of your season is just the maintenance of the garden, right?
Yes, we have to dig up. Now it takes 5 weeks. Then the whole garden is empty. Then we spit the soil, and we let them rest.
Yeah, so to allow the natural composting process,
Yes,
and
yes.
it breaks down the organic matter.
Yep.
And so the soil's ready to then be replanted every
Yep.
September.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this particular planting. This is one of the first things that we see as we come in through the visitor center. And as you were saying, this theme changes every year, and it's a surprise, right? The visitors don't know what they're going to experience until they walk through.
Yeah, that's right. And now this year it is the team romance, and you see here 2 faces and a heart, and with the blue grapes we have make the word. And yeah, we plant here 50,000 bulbs.
Wow.
And new grass.
It's wonderful. It's an international destination, and you have hundreds of thousands of people that come through Keukenhof every year, right?
Yes, more than 1 million.
Wow.
In 7 weeks this year.
It's amazing.
It's very busy.
You're a busy man indeed.
Yeah, not only me, we do it with all the colleagues.
Wonderful. Well, I can't wait to see the garden this year.
Okay, let's show.
So every part of Keukenhof is changing every single year, and there are all these wonderful little pocket gardens throughout the broader garden, and we're in the middle of one of the theme gardens right now, right?
Yes, you're right. This is called the Hipster Garden. We have seven little gardens into the Keukenhof, and every garden has another name. And now we're standing in the Hipster Garden. You can see it with the beer and the darts and the axe.
So hipsters like chopping wood?
Yes. And this garden we have to change every 2 weeks.
Wow.
So we replant the bulbs, because then you got the most beautiful colors. Otherwise, yeah, a flower bulbs is only for 2 or 3 weeks, and then it goes worse. So we replant this every 2 weeks with new flowers.
Wow.
On pots.
And so you have a greenhouse facility where you have basically replacements for all the bulbs that are in every one of these displays?
It comes from a breeder, and this is one of the 7.
And so your initial planting in the fall, those are all the ones that go directly into ground, but then multiple times throughout the season, you're basically pulling out the ones that are faded and adding new pots.
Yes, only in these small gardens we replace it. In the full ground, what we have planted in autumn, it comes out in spring, and it's only for one time.
Wonderful.
But we plant in several layers also, and there are a lot of varieties. You have early varieties, you have middle flower varieties and late varieties. I must say it are bulb flowers.
Right.
So you don't find here roses or other kinds of flowers that flowered in summer. It's only for the spring.
Well, this looks amazing, and like I said, you've got 6 other display gardens.
Yes, we have.
Inspiration gardens.
Yes, we have. So we go to the next one.
Sure.
To the Delft Blue Garden.
Wonderful. We'll see. So Hans, we're in the second inspiration garden. Tell us what the theme is here.
Here's the theme, Delft Blue. You can see it. We have planted here blue hyacinths with blue grapes and white daffodils, white tulips. And Delft Blue is blue and white, so we plant here also the only blue and white bulb flowers.
Wonderful. So one of the purposes of the inspiration gardens is, of course, to show home gardeners what kinds of things that they can do on their own, right?
Yes, that's right. You can do it also at home. You make an area and you plant blue and white, and this is the second team. We have also a rebel garden. There you can plant like a rebel, all the colors, and you can do it what you want. We have also a health garden. So there we have planted little vegetables and also flowers. And we have a tea garden, but that's with a glass house. There you can buy some coffee or tea. And there we have another color inspiration. So with bulbs, you can do everything.
Right.
With small bulbs, big bulbs, you can plant them, you can mix them. And you see here also the result of it.
No, absolutely. There's something so whimsical about it. The way that color's used in this garden is, of course, fantastic. I also noticed there's a wonderful little beach garden that we passed.
Yes, we have a beach garden, and there you see the beach colors like orange and red and pink, and you have seen the sand and with the palms. And every garden has another theme, but you can do it at home. And that's why we call them also the inspiration gardens. And you see a lot of people is coming here to make the pictures. Millions of pictures in 7 weeks. It's amazing for us.
So Hans, interposed with all these inspiration gardens, there's this wonderful section of the garden that are mounds or hills, if you will, that really shows off some of the bold colors that are represented here at Keukenhof.
Yes, it is. We have here hills, and we have planting in several colors, you see, like purple and orange, white, red. We plant here bulbs to have color from the beginning, for the opening of the park, till the end. So now you see there are small varieties are already gone, but the single late tulips are coming up now, and that are almost the biggest tulips there is, the tallest one. And here there is a good example of it. And these are hills delivered by a company. They are specialized to make for communities of towns to plant bulbs beside the highway or the roads in the villages. So the people see in spring, when they come out of a dark winter, they see the most beautiful colors, and so they're gonna be healthy and happy, and they know the spring is beginning.
One design concept that runs throughout the garden, or I guess it's more of a planting tip that I'm seeing here, is that you've interspersed some of the really tall varietals with some of the shorter ones, so there's really a sense of depth and also this wonderful vertical aspect to each one of these plantings.
Yes, it is. You have early tulips. They gonna be low, and they flowered the end of March. But you see here, they are already gone. Then you have the Triumph tulips. They gonna be a little higher, and they flowered till the end of April. And now the latest, the single late tulips, that's also a family. They're coming now, and they flower till the end of closing time of the park. So we have colors and flowers the whole season. And that's the meaning of these hills. We plant it, so we have colors for 8 weeks. Otherwise, when you plant a single variety, you have a color of 3 weeks, and then it's gone. And now we have 8 weeks color.
On some of the other hills, we're seeing mixtures of tulips, and these are, I'm assuming, mixtures that one could buy like as a set, and so it's a blend of a bunch of different colors, and they look wonderful.
Yeah, you can buy it in the garden center, and then you can see what kind of varieties there is in the mixture. So you can plant it also at home.
There's a tremendous amount of lure around the elusive black tulip, and here you have a very impressive stand.
Yes, it is. There are a lot of varieties of tulips and families, like early double and botanical. And this is an example from a single late tulip. And this is the black tulip we have. It's called Queen of Night. And you see it's almost black, but black is no color. It's very difficult to make a black tulip, so he is very deep purple, but we have given the name Queen of Night. And this is an example for the single late tulips. And over there you see an example for the lily family. So yeah, we have a lot of families of tulips.
Yeah, it really shows off the range and diversity that one can have with tulips. And I love this planting over here, the lily flower ones. You just get a whole different kind of texture to it, and just a really intense pink, and that juxtaposed with the wonderful white and pink splash petals. Really nice.
Yes.
A really interesting planting technique that's used throughout the garden is what's called lasagna planting, and this is a great example of it right here. Can you talk us through that process?
Yes, okay, I will. You see here that we have planted a crocus. We have had an early tulip, but he is already cut. And this is the last one. When we planting, we plant first the last one. He goes like that, the depth. Then we make it flat. Then we replant the early tulip. It goes like that, or we make it again flat, and then we plant the crocus. He goes like that. So, the end of March, we have a color here of a blue-purple crocus, and half of April, it was an orange color, but they are already gone, and now it's a yellow color. So we have 3 times color on the same area. Again, we have 6-7 weeks color in the garden. And that's what we want, because the people wants to see colors.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic way, whether it's in ground or in container plantings, to, as you said, get 2 months of color from bulbs instead of what would have otherwise only been, maybe 14 days or so.
Yes, that's right. You can plant them in cans and baskets, and you can do it at home.
Right.
Try it, and you can see it. What's coming out? It's always a pleasure to see another color coming from the labor you have done in autumn.
One of my favorite parts of the garden is the Walk of Fame, and these are more featured groups of tulips that are named after famous people, or particularly extraordinary tulips like the one we have in front of us.
Yes, it is. Here is an example from the variety Giant Orange Sunrise, and this is the largest tulip that we have, the flower. I can pick one. So you can see, he's very big, very nice. There are a lot of famous tulips here on the Walk of Fame. For instance, Madonna, that's a white one. Ronaldo, that's a purple one. We have Mickey Mouse, yellow with red. And yeah, a lot of different varieties.
Hans, one final question I have for you before we leave you is, why is it that all the hyacinths here at Keukenhof stand up straight, whereas in my garden they always tend to flop, especially when they're fully in bloom?
At home, the hyacinths are too great, and when they grow up, they're gonna be heavy. But we have a trick. I have here iron pans, but you can also take an old wheel and break the spokes out, and you have the same pen.
Oh, wonderful.
And we keep them straight up, doing like this. So you get the flower, stop the pin in it, and he will stand straight up. When you don't do it, he will fall over, and he's rotting in 2 days. And the customer is disappointed, of course. But we keep them straight, and then you keep them 1 week or 10 days longer fresh. And that's the trick that we have in Keukenhof. And we do it almost all hyacinths. That's why you see they are straight.
Wonderful. That's an outstanding tip.
Yes.
Hans, thank you so much for sharing the day with us and sharing all your knowledge. This is a beautiful and amazing place. Thank you.
Thank you for coming here. It was a pleasure. Thanks.
Each week we travel the country north to south, east to west, visiting some of the most exciting gardens, as well as talking to industry horticulturalists about design principles, new plants, and also how you can be most successful with your home gardens. We also love answering your gardening questions, so visit us on the web at GardenSMART.com.
Bring the outdoors into your everyday life. Bass Pro Shops can outfit all your adventures, even those in your backyard. Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here.
DRAM has been providing gardeners with professional equipment for over 75 years. DRAM products feature 9 water patterns and are designed to nurture your plants with a shower of rain. DRAM for lawn and garden, available at garden centers near you.
The Jaguar F-Pace.
Today we strolled through acres of perfectly manicured gardens and discussed what it takes to keep this beautiful public place in top condition. If you have questions about anything you've seen today, visit us on the web at GardenSMART.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, even if you're a master gardener, there's always more to learn. So join us next week for more great gardening tips and ideas as we Garden Smart.